So the sexual chakra, when over-dominated by masculine energy, has the natural love language of the sexual chakra is touch. Of course, it's touch. So we become touch deprived. We become afraid to hold hands, afraid for women to touch each other, for men to touch each other, afraid to hold and touch our children, that somehow that's inappropriate. We get like leaky boundaries where we are inappropriate with people we shouldn't be, where sexual energy creeps in because we're so blocked off. Touch becomes a mess or not there at all. The prospect of holding hands with your loved ones or your friends becomes like numb, like there's not really a hand there, or controlling. It's not connected to love, because the touch from the feminine is sensually alive with love and the intention of healing and nurturing. So touch becomes perfunctory. It becomes something that we just do to be, connected, right? But there's no feeling or psychic evolution through the touch, no art to it. We like pat each other. We don't know how to caress in a way that's romantic and sensual and artful. Yeah, the touch, like the practice, like in some cultures like India, there's actually a practice of massage, of women massaging each other, and it's so and about all the health that comes from massage. But we become a culture that has to pay for massage. We don't have the grandmas doing it anymore. We get afraid of the touch of our grandmothers, like they're supposed to be neutered of their sexuality and sensuality and beautiful touch energy. And our grandfathers, we judge people as gay, or just because the same sex are cuddling together. We stop being cuddly, and now, in such a masculinely dominated culture where there isn't enough touch or cuddles, there's a job you can put out to be a professional cuddler for men, usually for men that want it, but you can also do, for women, where you just cuddle and nurture people, and you have to pay for it. It's nothing more that you get, but you get cuddled. That's really so sad, isn't it? Because cuddling, like coming from the depths of our childhood, the need to be cuddled, it's so primary and so essential. Sad. Okay, so we become touch deprived and touch obsessed. One of the most tragic things about the sublimation of feminine energy in regards to the sexual chakra is the idea that pleasure is not valid as a path, that the path to growth and learning must always be difficult, that if it's difficult, if there's no pain, there's no gain. And when you're an educator or a mother, that is absolutely not true. The more pain you give a kid, the less they're able to grow and change and take something in. The more relaxed we are, it's even shown in memorization studies for actors and actresses, in deep relaxation is when you can really, really memorize well. So pleasure as a path, you'll get into this thing where people work their whole lives. They feel that until they've done the hard thing, they can never relax. Until they've paid their credit cards off, or paid all their bills, or helped people all day and cleaned the house, then they'll someday be allowed to enjoy something. And by then they're too exhausted to enjoy it. That the idea that simple hanging out in pleasure time is like wasting time, takes over. And when that happens, drug culture comes in. Because when you do drugs, it's like an excuse to hang out and relax. If you're not allowed to just relax and have pleasure and enjoy things for their own sakes and just be expansive and laugh wildly and tell jokes, unless you're high, then this natural need that we all have to what is the point of being here if we're not going to feel the pleasures of the senses and our heart and our friendships, everything? Then okay, we find an outlet that is unhealthy because that's got enough pain in it to make it okay, enough suffering to let it be allowed, because you can have a little angst. Yeah, I'm an addict. That's why I get to zone out. Oh, I'm a cigarette addict. I have to smoke cigarettes. But really, what you're doing is you're meditating with nature, and that's what you really wanted to do. And there's no room in the society to simply say, I need a 10-minute break to go out and meditate and to connect with God. But if you say, I need a 10-minute break to smoke a cigarette, somehow it's okay to go try to kill yourself, because anything that is not involved with pleasure, that's a little bit poisonous, a little bit toxic, okay, that's within the realm of the masculine, because the masculine within us is about death. It's about killing. It's about, ending things. It's about, in all of us, I'm not saying just men, but the masculine paradigm, it's like on an adventure that's growing and changing, and like conquering. So the feminine energy in regards to pleasure is totally not about conquering. It's just about enjoying what is, and more of that. More of that. Like there's no mission involved with that. But if you take the mission of pleasuring and feeling pleasure and you put it with the adventure of growth and going somewhere, now you're enjoying the journey. And the journey itself is whole and complete and successful right where you are at any point of the spiral. Okay, pleasure as the path. So in the sexuality chakra, we have dance as the art form related to it. When we are sublimating our feminine energy in the sexual chakra, this thing happens with dance where there is no dance, or dance is called sinful, scary, evil. Men will be very controlling over a woman's desire to dance with other men, or go take care of, or just like dance around the house and be joyful and wild and crazy. He'll be like, calm down. The women will be like, calm down to their kids, stop being so dancing silly, it's stupid. They'll stop their boys from dancing. Dance, especially partner dance, becomes something people are not even doing. There's not in the schools. They're not. There's no social dances unless they're Latin. Thank God for Latin dances. Or nowadays we have the hippie dances. Thank God. The hippie dances have ecstatic dancing where you can just move your body as you want. The 5 rhythms dances of Gabriel Roth. Yay, they're coming back. But when we're really overly masculinated, we'll be jealous over the other person's dancing. We won't have any partner dance between us that we've ever studied. Or if we do, it will be stiff. And it will be very mental. It will be very regimented. It won't be about free expression. And dance is like, what happens in the dance is this Kundalini opens up. And this is the hottest way to turn a woman on. And so when you take away partner dancing, especially from women, it is such a foreplay for women to dance with them. Like, it is the thing that will make them so hot and so into you. And if you take it away, you've taken away such a masculine power to turn her on. And if you and then we know that religions all across time, when they went to undo the indigenous cultures and the goddess worshipping cultures, one of the first things they did is say, no dancing, no music, no drums. Dancing is wild, and those wild gypsy women will tempt you into temptation. And they name and then they assign erotic dance to bars where men pay and women do it as the men want, how they want, naked, etc. When the women's erotic dance wasn't done to put a butt in the man's face unless it was her lover. Her erotic dance was done as rituals of earth renewal, fertility renewal, rituals of sacred femininity connected with the moon, belly dancing to celebrate her tummy and with other women, dressed exotically and beautifully, wildly dancing in the forest. These things scared the men. And it made them feel out of control, and they wanted to control the women's wildness. They also woke up the libido of the men and the women, when women danced. And the fear of that is like, well, then I can't, then I'll have to meet more of her sexual desire. Well, yes, but the men want to keep focusing, the masculine wants to keep focusing on power and work and career and money. He doesn't want to have to put in that energy to the feminine that isn't going to give him outer results. It's just going to give him inner results of a lot of pleasure and a lot of fun and a lot of connection. And what he doesn't realize is as soon as you do that, you're really creating connection and love and passion and pleasure with your honey. Your work life takes off, man. It's got another level underneath. So dance, the wild dance, it becomes illegal. It becomes, you can't do it in public. The ballrooms, like in our area, there used to be a lot more ballrooms where people could dance. They get chopped up into condominiums, not valued in terms of keeping them as a community resource to have a ballroom. So important.